joining the channel. All my go-getters out there. It's all about acquiring assets and keeping that mentality, whether it's stocks, crypto, real estate, starting your own business, entrepreneur mindset, because we're evolving into a totally different era, into a realm where AI, artificial intelligence is going to be replacing us probably within the next 5 to 10 years. Not totally replacing, but they're saying 25 to 30% of the workforce might be depleted due to these robots entering, the workforce. So we got to be mindful, and we got to create different streams of income in order to sustain a proper way of living. That mindset hit me, and I've been deep into my studies, evolving, on a day-to-day basis as a better person individually, better father, better husband, um, better son. But what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna go over some charts because last week I did see a lot of money pumping into the market, the crypto markets, to be exact, where we had Bitcoin has been consolidating for the last few months, bouncing around, that 15 to 17,000 range. We finally got some volume, and we surpassed that 17,000 range, and now we're up around 20 grand. So we're gonna touch on that. Let me pull up some charts for y'all. First, we're gonna touch on Nasdaq. As we all know, we have been in a bear market. Here it shows we topped Nasdaq November 1st, 2021. I'm on a monthly chart, but in November we began this downtrend in 2021. Now we're January 2023. We're actually 14 months into this bear market. They say your average bear market lasts in between 12 to 18 months. Can it surpass that? Yes, of course. But we have to be mindful and aware. But during this time, I have been dollar cost averaging, investing into certain assets and stocks that interest me, that I feel that is going to be a wave as far as the future, as far as robotics, what I just spoke on, EVs, autonomous vehicles. It's a slew of companies that I can break down, which eventually I'll break down these companies one by one that I'm looking into, and that I'm actually investing in it too. So Nasdaq has actually been on a downtrend since November 2021, like I stated, and now we've reached a point here within the last 4 5 months where we're consolidating. But this is a good sign, a very good sign that we could be possibly be approaching an uptrend soon, and come out of this bear market that we've been in for the last 14 months. So Nasdaq, Dow, let me touch on the Dow real quick, because these big markets, the big indexes, this is where the money coming in. Let's see here. Back in October 2022, we had a big pump in the Dow. Now, once again, we're back to consolidating, which we like to see this. We like to see that big pump up and then consolidate. That way we can get another pump up. Of course, this right here is going to be a level of resistance once we come back to these levels. This is what we like to see. We like to see the money coming into the market. We never know. You can't time the market. You just have to invest, put your money into companies. I would say the top 10, the top 20 companies. And of course, you're going to have those uh, companies that come out of nowhere, like we did during the pandemic, like Zoom and Uber and all these other companies that actually had a lot of money pumping into those companies due to the fact they were essential, during the times of the pandemic. So just be mindful and be aware of when we get into phases like the consolidation phase. So this is Dow. This is like I said, a good sign. Now I'm going to touch on this Bitcoin. Bro, last weekend, you see, we have a huge candle. Um, a huge candle going into December. I'm sorry, January, coming into January, we we bottom. Well, I'm not going to say we bottom out because we can always go back down. But this is a good sign right here, where around the same time, November 2021, you see the markets are kind of correlating. The crypto market and the stock market are kind of correlate now due to the fact we have a lot of institutions, hedge funds, and major corporations actually investing into crypto now. So these markets are correlating. They're kind of hand in hand right now. And what we want to see is crypto, break off from the correlation from the stock market. Crypto always has been on this kind of its own lane, but like I say, with a lot of these institutional investors getting involved within the crypto market, that lets you know that Bitcoin is going to evolve, and we have a lot of the banking companies getting involved in crypto. Let me touch on this. We were consolidating here for a while around this 17,000 range. You see, since November 2022, it actually dropped down to 15. Everybody kept on saying that Bitcoin was going to go plummet down to 10 grand. I'm not saying that we haven't passed that, but everybody was expecting Bitcoin to at least drop to 10,000 due to the levels on the charts here. Um, and if you go to the charts, it was very possible that we could still get that drop. This could just be a fake pump, to fake everybody out, and then we come down to this 10,000 mark. But hopefully not. Hopefully we're just in the consolidation area, to where, the way I've been dollar cost averaging in around the 16, been getting some pretty good. Even if you're like buying in right now during this consolidation period where Bitcoin was at 16 to 17,000 and it drops down to 10 grand, to be honest with you, I'm gonna buy some more. That this is the perfect time for you to buy, because the all-time high on Bitcoin, where did we reach? Almost 70 grand. Where we at here? 61. Hold on, work with me. 69,000. So 69,000 was the all-time high for Bitcoin, and that was in November 2021, before we started to enter the bear market. We, were in a major decline like we are now. But with this major pump, you see these we want these big candles coming into the month. We're in mid-January at this point, and we have candles the size. We want these big green candles. That way, we know we have money coming into the market. Um, this is a definitely a good sign. I'm tap on Ethereum real quick, because Ethereum, its use cases is just pretty much heads over like a lot of the cryptos, but it's a few blockchains that, like Solano, Avalanche, Cardano is kind of moving slow as far as they're evolving and getting apps and different DeFi's onto, their blockchain. But hopefully they could do something, because everybody has big aspirations for ADA. Um, what are some other ones? XRP is going through that case, and if they end up winning that case, that could be a good sign for crypto. Also, it'll be a good sign for XRP for the investors. I actually have some XRP. It's only a few locations where you can actually get it right now, due to the fact that they are going through that case against, the SEC, and hopefully that works out, um, and we get resolved within the next year or so. Um, but let's touch on Ethereum. Ethereum is actually looking good. Um, Bottomed out at 891.23 back in June 2020. Let's see, we topped out. We topped out November 2021. You see, all the markets are correlating. But we've been on that downtrend in this bear market for the last 14 months. I did start. I wish I would have caught it at 870. But I did start DCAing dollar cost averaging around the $1,000 range. And I got me quite a few Ethereum at the moment because it was expensive up here, paying 3 or 4 grand for a coin. Luckily, I sold out. I actually sold out and made some nice profits during these times before we actually approached that bear market. But once again, consolidation. This is what we want. We want to see that consolidation, and then we had that big pump into the market last weekend, and now we're still pumping up. Of course, we reached the high here, and now starting to come down a little bit, ease down, but we surpassed that 1500 range. I'm sorry, that 1200 range, in between 11 and 1200 range, which we were in for a while, which I was buying. I was buying around this range, so I always like to see, that pump up. Now, we're sitting comfortable, not comfortable too comfortable, but we're in profits, um, which is what we want, and we're going to keep on buying in increments. Once it pulls back a little bit, I figured we're going to get a pullback here, but we're in this channel. You see this channel here. If we maintain this channel here for, I want to say it, the next few months. Remember, we had to be mindful. Bear markets on average last from 12 to 18 months. Can we go beyond that? Yes, of course. Um, the speculation is that we will go into 2023 still in a bear market. They're saying we may not come out until 2025. But I kind of I think the opposite. They'll tell you we're going to be in a bear market to 2025, and but slowly they start pumping this money into the markets, and the assets that you were watching are now at a astronomical price to where you could have got in at a lower. But we got to be mindful. You could have got in at a lower price. You could have start buying in DCA, dollar cost averaging in, to these assets when they were on sale. Don't start buying when it goes high. We, as investors, we can't do the complete opposite of what we're supposed to do. Uh, Start buying into these assets when they're on sale. Then you sell when they get high. You don't buy when they're high. That's why a lot of people lost a lot of money um, within the last year or so, because they were buying so high, and they, once they start going down, they don't want to sell. But of course, naturally, you go ahead and sell because, like, oh, it's going to keep on going down. So you sell and you take that loss. But I'm trying to teach people how to get in at great prices. That way, we're all in profit, and we all, make money off of these markets. That's the name of the game. That's what we're here for. So Ethereum is looking good. I also wanted to touch on a couple of stocks that I've been checking out. Nvidia is one of my favorite. It's very volatile. Um, so I watch it on a daily. I trade options. So Nvidia is like one of my favorite uh, stocks to trade options because of the volatility, and because I just watch it so much to where I'm kind of accustomed on how it moves. Sometimes it doesn't always move the way I want it to, but I can say I have a winning record uh, when trading options with Nvidia. Nvidia here came all the way down. I did have an opportunity um, to get some Nvidia at this price around the $80 range. Um, the 75 would have been perfect, but around the 80 to 85, I started DCAing, dollar cost averaging, into Nvidia. And right now, Nvidia is at, where we at? One, I'm sorry, 169.22. So getting it at $80, in between 80 and $90 a share, uh, was definitely a good move on my behalf. And this is one of those assets that I'm going to hold long term, just because of what Nvidia does and their capabilities as far as the future. the semiconductor sector is always big. Everything we use and operate has chips in it. So that's one thing. And then, like I say, they're very big on AI, artificial intelligence, and making the chips for these robots. They're going to play a major part of future of evolving, into this robotic futuristic era that we're approaching. That we never thought we think in 2050. I'm thinking more like 2030. All of this is going to happen. So we got to be mindful and aware of what's going on around us. They're going to slowly implement these things into the ecosystem, um, to where we're not paying attention to it unless you're paying attention to it, if you dig what I'm saying. So, uh, like I say, NVIDIA is one of my favorites. We're actually in that, we got to pump up. Now we're in that consolidation phase right here. Hopefully, um, look like we have inverted head and shoulders forming here too. Now that I'm looking at the chart, yeah, inverted head and shoulders forming on the monthly chart. Got to be aware of this. Usually, this is a bullish sign. When we get inverted head and shoulders patterns, this is actually a good sign. So I'm pay attention to this. What we got going on here within the next few weeks or month or so, and see where we end up at. Hopefully, we can get a shoot up to the uptrend. It might go back up and touch that 187 again. It actually has touched around that area a few times. 192, 196, 187. Yeah. So hopefully we can get a shot up. And of course, naturally, um, I might wait till it comes back down to around the 120, 130, in between 120 and 130 range before I actually start buying some more shares to get in there. But Nvidia, like I say, is one of my favorites. Definitely going to do a breakdown on this company and let you all know what they're creating and what they have going on within their ecosystem. Great company, great company. And one of the ones that China has been getting a lot of fun within the past 2 or 3 years, because everybody know how they move and operate in that country. But there are a few good companies in China that I actually would look into investing into. Um, Alibaba is definitely one of them. And here, when you pay attention to the markets, y'all, pay attention to the markets. Like here, November, this was just a few months ago. We of course nationally we've been on a big downtrend. Um, Alibaba since October 2020 actually topped out um, high $319.32. Um, and then then we have a steep decline, which is riding with the bear market. But it actually, along with the news going on in China and everything that they had going on economically, um, Alibaba actually lost and has been dropping a little bit more than compared to some of these other assets in the market. But we did reach a bottom, it looks like, and that bottom was at $58, 58.01. And then I did see that we did have a kind of reversing trend. Let me see. Let me drop down a little bit. I'm gonna go to a weekly to kind of show y'all what I was seeing. Yeah, here. Okay, we had to drop down here. We got a little bit of that violinist candle right here is what made me aware, and then we had that pump up here and here. The bulls still were fighting and getting up, and I actually started buying in to Alibaba around this price range, around the 70, in between 65 and $70. I started buying in to Alibaba due to the fact I like the company. They're known as the Chinese Amazon. and what they have going on. I actually like Jack Ma too. He's a great investor. Definitely has those minds, creative minds, and the backing of the company. I think would definitely be around for a while. Definitely be around for a while. I actually use the app to order a few items where you can get for the way cheaper at a way cheaper cost naturally than we do some of the items that we have here. But it's a good company all around. And you see, we had that big pump because right now we're sitting at 117.98. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, we closed at 117.01. So I'm actually up on these guys. I'm telling you, as long as you're getting into these assets at great prices, using fundamentals and also technical analysis, by charting, I chart heavy. Like I usually probably go through 20 or 30 charts a day, just to see and keep up with the trends in the market and seeing if I can find good entry points in companies that I like. So, you have to be aware, you have to be mindful, and you have to put in the work. Because if you ain't putting in the work, you're not going to get any results. So I definitely put in the work, read a lot, chart a lot, and stay focused. Um, these are the charts I wanted to pull up for y'all, and I definitely thank y'all for watching. Please click the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna keep y'all up to date, and I'm gonna start breaking down some of these companies and actually telling y'all what these companies are creating and what they're making and what we will actually be seeing within the next 2 or 3 years from some of these companies. Most of like Alibaba, Nvidia, my Bitcoin, Ethereum, a lot of these other assets that I'm buying into. These are like 5 to 10 year holds unless we get a major pump in the market. And I feel like we reached a high, and then just like we're in the bear market now, and the market start declining, I'm definitely going to naturally sell out, and then depending on the level we're at, because I'm in at pretty good prices. And some of these companies I can just hold for 20, 30 years. Some of them I ain't no need to even sell altogether, due to the fact the level of where I'm buying in at. So say if Bitcoin goes back up to 70 grand and it drops down back to 50, there's no reason for me to sell my Bitcoin when I'm in like literally at 16,000. So why would I sell out? I'm in at a great price. So there's no need for me to sell out of my position. Um, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap this up, and then I'm gonna get back to with y'all. Probably the next one. Probably gonna touch on do a breakdown on Nvidia to let you all know what they're doing. If that's something you like, let me know in the comments.